This is a very good day for our state of Illinois. We're happy to announce that Illinois is Amazon country, and we look forward to working with a great company that's consumer driven. It's very, very important that all of us in Illinois see this great company locating here within the next few years, creating 1,000 jobs. I think that's very, very important for the working people of Illinois. Folks like are gathered here with us today within our workforce training programs. We have an excellent workforce. We have great transportation. We have outstanding education. And we have a great company, Amazon, the #1 online retailer in the whole world, picking Illinois to locate facilities. One will be built over the next year. We look forward to working with the company on that. I think it's so important that we work with Senator Durbin and with the company over the past year and a half or so. We've been talking about this, and we have been able to put together this announcement today. I really look forward to working with Amazon across our state of Illinois, because we are in the middle of the United States with excellent transportation, with great air and rail connections to anywhere. And it's very, very important that we understand that transportation and distribution is the heart and soul of the Illinois economy. And having a great company like Amazon pick Illinois to locate its facilities, as well as create 1,000 jobs in a short period of time, is very special indeed. And I personally want to thank Senator Durbin for his assistance and his counsel in Washington and working with us. He's going to speak in a moment. But I also want to thank Paul Meisner, who's with us here from Amazon. Amazon is a company I just heard when they have important meetings picking the future of their company. They literally have an empty chair that represents the customer. And every discussion that they have on where Amazon is going with its economic development always thinks of that customer in mind. And I think that's what we want to do in Illinois. Always think of the everyday person, the people who want a good job you can support a family on, working for good companies that pay competitive wages, that have benefits that allow folks to advance their education. That's what Amazon is all about. And it's so important that we have this opportunity in Illinois today. Our economy is growing. We are #1 in the Midwest at growing jobs in the past month. I think that's a very important, we're second in the country, as a matter of fact. And we want to keep this momentum going.
When we take a look at this future of Amazon in Illinois, we see nothing but positive opportunity. I can recall over a year and a half ago a conversation which I had with Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. It was the first time that he said to me, you know, Illinois is the perfect place for what we call fulfillment centers, where they can be putting a logistical operation in place. And it made sense as I reflected on it. What is our strength in Illinois? What is our competitive advantage over many other states? Well, you take a look first, magnificent workforce we've always produced, and the opportunity to continue to do that in the future. Secondly, the infrastructure which we have in this state, which can offer the very best in terms of air travel, rail, highway transportation, whatever's necessary. And finally, when you look at our location, smack dab in the middle of this country, when it comes to moving the goods back and forth where they're needed across the United States. If you reflect on this for a moment, you realize this is also our history. It's Sears, it's Montgomery Ward. Every retail giant comes here because they understand Chicago is the focal point, the center point when it comes to retail operations. Now we have some more work to do in Washington. I was happy to work with Governor Quinn in making certain that we secure infrastructure for the future of our state to continue to create good-paying jobs. But come next May, there'll need to be a new federal transportation bill. We want to work not just with Amazon, but with all of the retailers, all of the business interests across our state to find out what they need to be poised to be successful in the 21st century. The last point I want to make is one that may be just off to the side a bit in this press conference, but very important to me. Several years ago, I introduced the Marketplace Fairness Act, a bipartisan bill in Washington, D.C., an effort to make sure that we had a level playing field between the internet retailers and the bricks and mortar stores of Illinois and across America. We passed that bill with 69 votes in the United States Senate, a bipartisan bill that passed. And I want to say I am proud to have the support of that bill from Amazon, the leading internet retailer in the United States. We are now looking to the next generation of retail competition, Amazon has taken, I think, the responsible and positive view of supporting this legislation. It was never called in the House of Representatives in a year and a half, but we have not given up. We will return to Washington this year. We're going to continue to address this on a bipartisan basis in the Senate, and we hope it sets the stage for the kind of competition which is good for consumers all across America.
The announcement that you've repeated here is a very exciting one for Amazon. We're delighted to be bringing new jobs with full benefits to Illinois starting next year. And so I'll tell you a little bit about how we're going to move forward here in a second, but the goal is to get to 2017 with something like 1,000 full-time jobs with benefits and $75 million in capital investment. But you have to recognize that this is a starting point, right? We want to build a long-term relationship with the state, and your leadership here has helped us a lot with this. What we're going to be beginning to do right now is something called site selection. In site selection, it deserves a little bit of explanation. What that means is going out and identifying parcels of land that could be available for development and building. It's also possibly identifying existing buildings that could be identified for opportunities of occupancy and build out. And so this process is going to take some time, but we want to begin it starting now with the goal of having a first facility opening up and running here in Illinois next year.
What was just said about investing $75 million, in addition to hiring 1,000 full-time jobs, investing in facilities, and $75 million isn't chicken feed, and we're very happy to have that, and we look forward to a continued growth. And just on Saturday, I was out at I-57 and 294. We're connecting those two interstates, long overdue, but that's exactly what we want to do in Illinois, to have the transportation necessary for great companies like Amazon and other companies that need that kind of access to transportation. Allows for next-day delivery or same-day delivery. That's what we're all about, working with our companies, our businesses, large and small, in order to get the job done for the customer, as well as helping everyday people have a good job that can support a family on.